like to do is introduce our guest, again, Bobbi Caley. Please come and join me, and she is going to install our officers. So every 2 years, GFWC and all the clubs across the nation pretty much all go through a process to elect new officers for a 2-year term. And today is that final step of the process where we do a formal installation. And so I'm very pleased to have Bobbi come in and join us to help us through this process today. A 64-year member of GFWC, 64 years, and still going strong. She joined when she was 12, and I wish I would have known about this place when I was 12. Back to the Kiwanis discussion. We're going to have more discussion about that later, but basically I've learned a lot about Kiwanis lately, and how we're going to get them involved with our other reading programs, which you again can read about on our website. Okay? So I turn it over to you. I go over here and you tell me what to do. She said she's going to tell me.
In case you were wondering, I'm also a Kiwanian. That's why she was. But I wanted to say a little something first about Wreaths Across America. Our guests may not know, but most of you know our headquarters is in Washington, D.C. And in 2017, 5 members of my club, I'm from a club in Tempe, went to Washington, D.C. and stayed at headquarters and did Wreaths Across America at Arlington Cemetery. And of course, it's always this mid-Saturday in December. The weather was awful. It poured down rain the whole time we were there. There are thousands of volunteers that come out because they put a wreath on every single grave at Arlington Cemetery. So there's thousands of volunteers. It took us longer to get there because they have all roads blocked and they can't get in and out. But we actually stayed at headquarters, and with the international president, who lives there during her term, the 5 of us, 6 of us at that time, went and worked. We had mud up to our knees because all the people tromping through Arlington Cemetery in the rain, but it was still the most memorable thing I've ever done. But, so now my club, as a club, we go to Valley of the Sun Cemetery in South Chandler every year, and we will be doing that this Saturday, and we lay wreaths on all of the veterans. And that's not just a veteran cemetery, so we have to hunt to find where the veterans are. So, but it's very meaningful to me, and I'm glad to see you're are involved in that too. Okay, at this time, okay, today one chapter in the history of GFWC Glendale Women's Club is ending, and the next chapter is beginning. It's being written. Would the 2022-2024 GFWC Glendale Women's Club Executive Board stand and be recognized for their commitment and exemplary service during the 2022-2024 term? I don't think everybody stood up.
We're working on it.
At this time, with the 2024-2026 GFWC Glendale Women's Club newly elected officers, join me up here.
See if you can all remember who you are. I'm sorry you fell down and hurt your face. You still have to come up. I forgot to tell you I wore my show-off jacket because when you're with GFWC, you could get pins everywhere. So here, once everyone can kind of move. Okay.
Actually, we have everything. We'll see.
You'll find out.
Okay, Cheryl has chosen books before 5 so they can thrive as her theme. Being a lover of reading and books, plus having taught kindergarten, I thought about my first connection with books. In my bookcase, I found my first book. The Real Mother Goose. The handwritten notation inside the front cover says, I received it in Christmas 1944. I was 2 years old. Now you know my age. I also found this book. This was received by my oldest son when he was 20 months old.
What is it?
Same thing, Mother Goose. Look at the difference in the books in 20 years. How much more colorful and cartoony this one is, and this one is always the lady with the pointed hat, Mother Goose, which kind of looks like the Good Witch of the West or something. You can just set those back there. I also found two other books in my, and some of you may have some of these. A Child's Garden of Verses by Robert Louis Stevenson. And I received that book 2 years later for Christmas. You could tell what our family gave each other for Christmas. And then I found this one that was given to my son. Look at the difference in them. So you can see books have always been very important to me. These books, and being a kindergarten teacher at one time, I know that early childhood reading starts, but it starts by seeing and hearing. And these were the books that we were read to all the time, or we learned to recite them. And so the words became very meaningful to us. And today I will use some of these familiar and not so familiar rhymes in our installation. Joan, would you step forward, please? Your Mother Goose rhyme is, Molly, my friend, and I fell out. And what do you think it was all about? She loved coffee, I love tea. And that's the reason we couldn't agree. As parliamentarian, you'll have to clear the way through difficult situations by giving advice on parliamentary procedure, bylaws, and policies which govern the Glendale Women's Club. You give an official opinion, take no sides, and are at the left-hand side of the president to give advice when she asks. You may also be called upon to interpret club bylaws when clarification is needed. You will attend all club and executive board meetings in an advisory capacity on parliamentary matters when requested. In addition, you will be the ex officio member of the Nominating and Bylaws Committee. And I have a for you to start. No, I don't do that. You can't run away. Okay, with the three trustees, Cheryl, Carol, and Marilyn, please step forward.
Marilyn, come in, Joanne. Carol.
Okay, Cheryl, your nursery rhyme is pretty. Pretty John Watts, we are troubled with rats. Will you drive them out of the house? We have mice too, aplenty. What a feast in the pantry. But let them stay and nibble away. What harm in a little brown mouse? As building trustee, you will assure there are no rats or mice aplenty. As custodian of the clubhouse, you will be responsible for the maintenance of club property and shall be the chairman of the building committee and sit on the budget committee. Congratulations. Carol, your nursery rhyme is a diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar. What makes you come so soon? You used to come at 10 o'clock, but now you come at noon. As a rental trustee, you will need to know times and dates of groups or individuals renting the building. You will utilize a rental agreement form approved annually by the executive board and be responsible for the deposit of rental monies and distributions. Okay, Marilyn.
Yes, ma'am.
Your nursery rhyme is, Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they will come home and bring their tails behind them. Then up she took her little crook, determined for to find them. She found them indeed, but it made her heart bleed, for they left all their tails behind them. As supply trustee, you're responsible for making sure that all club or building supplies are where they are needed. You will also sit on the building committee. Congratulations.
Thank you.
As trustees, you three will work together to maintain and rent out the building. You will report to the club and executive board meetings and make recommendations pertinent to your duties. Okay. Jackie. Jackie. Sounds like my phone. Jackie, your nursery rhyme is 30 days has September, April, June, and November. February has 21 alone. All the rest have 31. Excepting leap year, that's the time when February's days are 29. As corresponding secretary, you will conduct the official and courtesy correspondence of the club, concisely and promptly, maintaining files of all correspondence and assist the president with letters, notes, etc. to the club members and others when needed. Knowing the months and the number of days in each will be an important information to have.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Mary Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Would you please step forward? Your nursery rhyme is 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, knock at the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, leave them straight. 9, 10, a good fat hen. As treasurer, you will need to count with all your fingers, toes, and approved club software. You are the custodian of the funds of the Glendale Women's Club. You must work closely with the president and budget committee to prepare a budget and to keep members informed as to the financial health of the club. You will also see that all obligations are met upon the approval of the executive board. In addition, you will serve as the club registrar for all federated meetings. Linda, your nursery rhyme is A, B, C, and D, pray, playmates, agree. E, F, and G, well, so it shall be. J, K, and L, in peace we will dwell. M, N, and O, to play, let us go. P, Q, R, and S, love may we possess. W, X, and Y will not quarrel or die. Z and ampersand go to school on command. Have no idea where that came from. As recording secretary, you are historian of the club through your written minutes of all meetings. You will receive and file all reports of officers and chairmen and preserve the official documents. Your attention to the ABCs will be a necessary skill. Grace, will you please step forward? Your Mother Goose rhyme is pat a cake, baker's man. So I do, master, as fast as I can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a G. Put it in the oven of Grace and me. As second vice president, you serve as chairman of the hostess committee, appointing the refreshments, chairman, and assistants for each regular meeting. You prepare and arrange the printing of the updated club yearbook. You also act as an aide to the president and perform the duties of the president or vice president, first vice president, in the event of their absence or disability.
Thank you so much.
Carol, would you, oh, you already hear. Your rhyme is, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? If you thought that was a tongue twister, you're going to be going through some mind twisters as first vice president, serving as report chairman.
Don't scare her. Yeah.
You will be keeping a file of all community service projects, committee reports, and volunteer hours. You will act as an aide to the president and will perform her duties in the event of her absence or disability. Okay, Cheryl. Your Mother Goose rhyme is, there was an old woman who lived in the shed.
My mom.
She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. As president, there will be no whipping. But there will be many times when you have so many things going on you will not know what to do. Did you know that Mother Goose first appeared in Europe over 300 years ago? Where she came from, nobody knows. Although many theories have been advanced to explain her origin. She's been mentioned in many countries and portrayed as a kindly old mother, nanny, or noblewoman. Charles Perrault first linked her name to Cinderella, Puss in Boots, and other favorite fairy tales when he published his Stories of My Mother Goose in France in 1697. In England, several years later, she became the author of innumerable rhymes. Some of them were folk rhymes and some political satire. And those were the ones we heard today, or some of them. In America, the kindly old lady in a peaked hat was introduced to numerous children to the joy of words and verse throughout the years. It is the very beginning of wanting to learn how to read. Cheryl, you shall preside at all meetings of the club and of the executive board. You will appoint chairmen and committees as needed. Also, you will make recommendations to the executive board to fill vacancies if they occur. You are an ex officio member of all committees except the nominating committee. You approve of club bills before payment and can sign checks in the absence or disability of the treasurer. You will assist with producing of the yearbook as necessary. Like Mother Goose, you will be instrumental in guiding the club in their work as volunteers in their community. Officers, being duly elected, do you promise to fulfill the responsibilities of your positions to the best of your ability? Please say, I do. I do. Competent and willing officers are a must for the smooth and efficient operation of any organization. However, without the support of the members, very little will be accomplished. Each club member is essential. You give freely of your time, talents, and energy. So do each of you show your acceptance of these officers and pledge to support them in their work as they lead this organization. Please say, I do.
Will everyone just say I do?
Okay.
Will you support us in our endeavors?
Okay, congratulations to the newly installed officers of the GFWC Glendale Women's Club for 2024-2026. Okay, here, I got one of them.
Sorry, that was one.
Oh, thank you.
Probably way forward comes this, and you don't need one more thing. But when I saw this, I know you have that lovely cabin, and I'm sure you've got somebody that can enjoy some process somewhere.
Husband.